Good morning, Brownsville. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you are watching this feed. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Frankie Olivo. Our program focuses on the very important issues that are affecting our local community. We have shed light on injustices and have allowed for this platform to be that of the voice of the people. Now, if this is something that you can see yourself supporting, we ask that you like, comment, and share this live feed. Now, as of late, our Facebook page is at risk of being taken down. The powers that be do not want you, the voter, to know the truth. But remember, fam, we will not be silenced. And if you're really about the cause and you really want to stand up to corruption and hold our leaders accountable, make sure you subscribe to our pages. You can subscribe to our Frankie Olivo page on Facebook. And also, you can subscribe to our YouTube page titled Frankie Olivo TV. Remember, Good Morning Brownsville will come on Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. religiously. So make sure that you subscribe to Frankie Olivo TV on YouTube to tune in. Remember, fam, we will not be silenced. And I am grateful to each and every one of you for being here. How we doing, chat? How we doing? How we doing? Happy Thursday. What? Friday Junior. One day closer to the weekend. Again, we are transitioning to just YouTube. We can't have all of our eggs in one basket, so to speak. I am making changes to the way I produce my shows. I'm not doing intros no more. That's why I say no elevator music, just vibes, because the page being at risk that it's going to get taken down, it's only a matter of time. They do copyright infringements. So any sound, any music, anything, they try and copyright it, and then there's a struggle with it getting on the algorithm wave. So remember, fam, everything that I do has a science behind it. You may think that I'm dumb. You have a valid argument. But everything that I do now is for the better good. So again, we will no longer be streaming on Facebook. If you go to our Facebook page, our live feeds, they disappear after 30 days. If you go to the video section on our Facebook page, I can show you very quickly. We have great numbers, and people have reached out to me and said, hey man, don't talk about your numbers because you're gonna upset people. Well, hey, I take pride in my work. We want to be the very best. We want to come through for the citizens of Brownsville. I understand the reasoning behind it because people are going to say, oh, he's only about the views. He's only about the likes. Well, it means that we're doing something. It's resonating with the people. And I just want to show you very quick of what we have going on Facebook. And I want to transition that little by little to YouTube. Again, here is our YouTube pages. Look at this. The Pedrito being against the LGBTQ, 5.5 thousand. 4.2, 27.9, 4.1, 5.4, 6.8, 6.5, 5, 15,000, 9,000, 10,000, 10.3, 17.2, 30,000, 21,000, 12,000, 13,000, 36,000, 11,000, 42,000, 5,000, 6,000, 34,000, 20,000, 21,000, 27,000. So again, we have been getting amazing numbers, but I do not want to have all my eggs in one basket, so to speak. We are a strong platform. People are tuning in, and I'm very thankful and humbled for that, Brownsville. I really am. But now I want to pick up the YouTube page because, again, we are at risk of being taken down. So that transition, Patricia Hernandez, that transition that it's gonna take a while. Rome is not built in a day. But the more the people look for us, they will know that, hey, Frankie Olivo is only streaming Good Morning Brownsville live on YouTube. Let me go there. So that's the reasoning behind it. Again, there's science to my madness. I just ask for your patience with me. We're gonna make things work. And also, someone asked me, hey, I'm on your YouTube page, but I can't find your videos. Let me show you. Let me show you very quickly, because somebody did reach out and I did say I was going to talk about this. So if you search for our YouTube page, you can find our information, our videos. And again, these videos, these streams, they stay on forever. Our Facebook lives get taken down after 30 days. So this is our page on YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Whenever you go and you click on the page, you get sent to the page. You have to scroll and click live, because here you only get previous videos that we've done. If you want to get all my videos, click on live, and that will give you everything that we've done. Look at our trajectory. We have 615 subscribers, and we've done 307 videos since, we have a, ya tenemos callo, chinga. So again, subscribe to our YouTube page and make sure that you follow our pages. Again, home, it's going to take you to home. You click live, and that's where you find all the videos, all our content moving forward. It's going to be a process, but my goal is to get our YouTube numbers just as strong as our Facebook numbers. And thank you so much to my people, to my community. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I don't take it lightly. Remember, fam, this mic will never, ever be weaponized. We seek justice. We give victims, we empower victims. We give victims a voice. So best believe, if you have nothing to hide, you're good. But if you're a politician and you've done things that have been against the will of the people, we're coming, fam. We're coming. Today, ladies and gentlemen, today we'll talk about the dynamics, which is the city of Brownsville. We are currently right now in early voting. So make sure that you go on Saturday. It is very important. So we'll be discussing the dynamics of the city commission and what is at stake. And that is how we will start today's program.
Today, GBEC, Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation, working with the Rio Grande Valley Partnership, they've had a bus tour. They were able to stop, and we all got out to see SpaceX. So, for the people who haven't seen all this, it's very exciting.
Oh, absolutely. I think these type of events are very important for people that are interested in learning more about what's happening in Brownsville, especially from a business perspective, potential investors, people that are connected to the investment community. But it really helps tell the story of what's happening here, because it's just another way to really market the city.
Trying to attract potential investors, land developers, realtors, and so that was quite an audience that you've got here today in Brownsville.
No, absolutely. Brownsville's only about 50% built out, in terms of our city limits. So I think there's a lot of opportunity here. We are the #1 city for growth, for job growth in the state of Texas. So I think it speaks volumes on what's happening here and what our potential is.
Apparently right now SpaceX builds a rocket every 6 months, but within 5 years they want to build one every 2 days.
You can imagine the supply chain that they're going to need to be close to their manufacturing facilities. So I think that presents a real opportunity for us here in Brownsville to attract that supplier base.
Yeah. What's your pitch to when people ask what's the attraction of Brownsville, what do you have to offer?
I just think we have all the assets it takes to be a major player in terms of manufacturing, in terms of investment in the region, but also in the state of Texas. I think you see that message from our governor, you see it from our state leaders that the Valley is the future of Texas. So I think we are the center of that potential, that future growth.
Do you see our region, do you see Brownsville benefiting from the phenomenon that is nearshoring and a new president coming in Mexico? And a lot of people are very positive about the relationships between U.S. and Mexico right now.
I think that's a tremendous opportunity for our region. I don't think it's been realized to date. I think there's a lot of things we have to work on as a region to improve, to make sure that we're able to attract that investment specifically to the northern Mexican part of our area. But we're working together to make sure we can get that done.
You've been in the news recently because of a particular guest column or op-ed that you wrote, and a lot of leaders in the valley followed you with that and are working very hard to get a change, sort of a judicial change, on a ruling that potentially really impacts the LNG project at the Port of Brownsville.
Absolutely. I think the ruling that came down from the appeals court really sent a chill down the investment community, not only in the valley but also at the state and national level, just to say, hey, environmental groups can stop projects that have already been permitted, right? And what does that do to the faith in our economy, in these large scale infrastructure projects, right? So I think I'm absolutely in favor of making sure these companies comply with all federal and state environmental laws. But I think it needs to be a fair process so that it doesn't upend our economy and the progress that we're making here, especially in Brownsville.
Mayor, thank you so much for today's interview.
Yeah, thank you, Steve.
The city of Brownsville currently right now is in a runoff race. It is very important for us to make sure to make plans to go out and vote. Now, the runoff election is set for this Saturday, June the 7th, in the city of Brownsville. Brownsville voters will return once again to the polls this Saturday to decide 2 city commission races, the at-large B and for District 4. We have Nurit Golonsky faces Roy de los Santos for at-large B, while Pedrito Cárdenas and Daisy Zamora compete in District 4. The polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now, I want to show you where exactly you are able to go out and vote. Again, if you haven't made plans already, make sure you do so. I'm going to show you the polling locations. That way you have no excuse, fam, no excuse to say, I don't know where I have to go vote. Well, Good Morning Brownsville will let you know. Here, according to the Cameron County Elections and Voter Registration website, we have the early voting, on Election Day, June the 7th, Saturday, 2025, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you live close to this area, these schools, these places, this is more than likely where you are going to vote. If you're not sure, make sure you call our elections department. Their number is 956-544-0809 right here, fam. Again, if you're not sure where you got to go vote, what your precinct is, 956-544-0809. Okay, so on Election Day, we have Benavides. Is that big enough? Can we see? Yo estoy visco. That's good, right? Okay, we have, where are we? Benavides. On McAllen Road, the Public Library, Central, Burns, Alton Glore, the Cameron County Courthouse, East Harrison, Del Castillo on Morningside, Dora Romero and Cajun Boulevard, El Jardín Elementary, Boca Chica, Homer Hanna High, Price Road, Hudson on 802, Canales, International, Pace, Los Ébanos, Judge Garza Elementary, Southmost, Gonzales, Jaime Zapata, Oliveira, Lando Lakes, Olmito, Arroyo, Perkins, Austin Road, Martin Elementary, Stanford, Russell, Lakeside. Sharp is located on Palm Boulevard. Rivera is on FM 802. Skinner on St. Charles. La Famosa, Southmost Public Library in La Famosa. Veterans is on U.S. Military Highway. Iturria is on, what is it, east or west? West Alton Glore on Tandy Road. And also at the City of Primera on Stewart Place. Again, these are the locations, ladies and gentlemen, where you can go and vote. And it's important for us to recognize these elections are very, very important. And we've talked since these races started back in May, that voter apathy is real. In a city that has 240 some on paper registered voters, I think we get anywhere from a 10 on a good election to 8% voter turnout, which is very, very low. We talked previously about how many individuals did not go out to vote. I do have the numbers. I'll go ahead and post it on the page recently. What precinct is Veterans Memorial? No clue. Go ahead and call. But nonetheless, if you haven't already, make sure you make plans to attend. The city of Brownsville right now is at a crossroads because we have an amazing opportunity to take the city of Brownsville to new heights. I shared Mayor John Cowen's interview because it shows us of the endless opportunities in which we face moving forward. And these elections, vetting the candidates, making sure that we have the right person for the job, is going to be very important for us as a city and us as constituents, as residents. Why do I say that? The city of Brownsville, again, we are rich in tradition, culture. We have a zoo, a port, beaches, and we have SpaceX. We have international bridges. We have everything. We have the right nucleus, the right formula, the right motto in which sky's the limit, so to speak. For whatever reason, it seems as if previous administrations they've tried to done their, I guess, their best in promoting Brownsville, making sure that Brownsville, it really is, how Captain Bob says, the city to the Americas. With SpaceX now cementing the city of Brownsville, Starbase now was recently incorporated. SpaceX has really put the city of Brownsville on the map. And these elections, ladies and gentlemen, these elections are going to determine for the next 4, possibly 8 years of what our city will eventually be. That is why today we want to talk about the dynamics which is the commission. Today we'll be speaking hypothetically. And I say that because in politics, ladies and gentlemen, things change in a New York minute. My predecessor and I would always joke around and say, hey, man, there's never a dull day in Brownsville, Texas politics. One day you're good, next thing you're down. It's one of those things where you have to keep up with the beat, and the beat don't stop, and you have to keep marching. And only the strong survive. Those in politics, those in those circles understand what I'm talking about. You have to be at your very best. You have to be on your toes. You constantly have to be head on a swivel and ready to duke it out. That is Cameron County politics. That's politics as a whole. But today we wanted to focus on the city commission, the dynamics of that. It's important for us to recognize that whoever we elect into these very important positions are ultimately going to determine what we have to look forward to, what our quality of life is going to be. We should treat, ladies and gentlemen, we should treat our politicians like a business. What have you done for me lately? Working for corporate America is difficult. It is all based on numbers. They don't care how pretty you are, what your resume says, what you've done. No, what have you done for me lately? It's a numbers game. That's the same mentality that I wish my people, my community would have in electing these people. Look at the city of Brownsville. Are you satisfied with our current condition? Don't we deserve better? I hope that is your goal. Because at the end of the day, that is what this program is all about. Holding our leaders accountable, making sure that everything that they do is in your best interest, you and your household's best interest, not theirs. We've talked about how El Muerto de Hambre, Trey Mendez, and Pedrito Cardenas and his family, they've been the first in line to get grants in the thousands of dollars. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. Today we'll be talking about the candidates a little bit, and then hypothetically speaking, again, things change in a New York minute, to see what the dynamics of the city commission, majority minority, will look like moving forward. One thing that I do want to start off with is Ms. Nurith Golonsky. I really liked what she has done. And look, Nurith Golonsky, it is no secret. Many people have sent me where she pretty much denied the audit, if I'm not mistaken, for Tanasca. And we all know how we feel about Tanasca. It is something that really bothers us, because at the end of the day, if you talk to anyone, they'll tell you we were stolen. They stole that from us. Ask anybody randomly, hey, what do you think about PUB? Captain Bob has done a great thing on the resacas as of late. How we pay, what is it, fam? $3, $7. I think some get charged a little bit more. And there's projects that haven't been fulfilled in years. If you don't believe me, go to Captain Bob's page. He's been after that, and he's asking questions like, where is our hard-earned money going to? Shouldn't our money be put to work to provide a better quality of life for the citizens? At the end of the day, we have skin in the game. We're paying. I think we get charged $7 for a resaca fee. Some resacas still need dredging, still need cleaning, and things like that. One thing that I do like about Commissioner Golonsky is that she started talking.
Okay, so let's talk about.
She started talking about the streets, and that's a very proactive approach to take, because this was done during a time where the city of Brownsville, I think it was, what was it, fam? April showers, obviously, right? Where the city of Brownsville, like always, once it twinkles a bit in rain, we get flooded. And here we have
the second problem is that many of our frontline workers at the city,
talking
the ones
about
that really do
the
the heavy
streets,
lifting and the physical labor,
the things that are important
underpaid and
to the citizens of Brownsville. We have to pay our employees more.
Our city is growing.
We have to fix our streets.
Planning. As more
we
new
need better
businesses
planning,
pop up and people move into Brownsville from other cities, we need better planning. So, okay, these are the three things that we're going to do to try to fix these issues. Number one, the first thing we should do is strengthen our relationships with our state elected officials. If we leave partisan issues behind and deal with them with a common sense approach, we can focus our efforts into tapping into many resources that are available. I see many cities across our state taking advantage of TxDOT loans and grants available to fix and grow our roads. Number two, apart from getting a little bit more love by looking into salary increases, we should incentivize workers by project and by the number of repairs that they're involved in. Number three, how do we plan better? I think it's simple. We should ask for your help. You know better than any expensive survey or study. I propose that we improve existing technology so that you can report problems. Nothing is more frustrating than sitting in traffic and thinking there's nothing you can do about it. There are apps we can develop where you can tell us with a click of a button what problems are existing, whether it be traffic, accidents, potholes, etc. All this data that would be collected is essential to improving our roadways. Okay, these are my 3 cents, but I want to hear from you. So what do you think? Are these good ideas? Do you have some better ones? Tell me, I'm listening.
Look at that. What a great approach. Again, that's a person that is in tune with her community. She reads the room. And the females in this race, they're educated. They're very well educated. So they have a sense of understanding of what you and I need. I personally liked her approach because, again, we had just seen a flood, and the city of Brownsville, with a small amount of rain, shuts down. We have a joke in our group chat where Brownsville paniquea when it rains a little bit. The lights go out. There's more crashes. It's just everybody's like, ah, a chicken without a head, or how does that go? But I liked her approach. She has a more, hey man, these are my 3 talking points. This is what I want to do. I want to fix the roads. I want to get in touch with our local leaders that are higher than us to see how we can implement this. I do want to focus on the workers. I want to create apps in which people are updating. Hey, there's an accident. There's these potholes. That way, it alerts city leaders, city officials, those people that work in their office, and we're able to address these issues in a timely manner. What a great approach. Thinking ahead, moving forward. That's awesome. That's amazing. We have her opponent. We have her opponent who kind of. Let me show you. It looks good. It's too much. Mumbo jumbo. He lists his qualifications, his accomplishments, his priorities. His priorities is infrastructure, emergency preparedness, higher standard, accountability, transparency, communication. I don't know about transparency and communication, Roy. I'll show you in a bit why we say that. But hey, it's great. And one thing that bothers me, people, is they focus on getting all these endorsements. Oh, I am endorsed by TVA and Buck and the sheriff and this and this and that and that. And well, those things are more like pawns. Those things are more like, it's politics. I think people should worry less about endorsements and worry more about getting the endorsement of the community, of the voter, of the people. Again, it looks good on paper, but So Golonsky has 3 points, quick, efficient, get to know me. Here we have Ms. Daisy Zamora running for District 4. She talks about streets, clean parks. I drove on Austin Road across from Perkins not too long ago, and the park was horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. A tree fell down, and there was that caution tape around there. Also, on on Boca Chica, right before or right, where is it? On Boca Chica and Central, there is a park. I need to go take pictures. My friends took pictures of it a while back. Our parks are always neglected. Louis Tiquirina talked about it as well in downtown Brownsville, in St. Charles. Our parks right now is a time of summer where you should be sending your kids to the parks to get some sun, to run, to enjoy themselves. And what? We don't have that beauty. Daisy Zamora is promising growth, accountability. She does sit on the PUB board, and many people were giving her a lot of flack. Oh, PUB. Well, she's only been there for 2 years, and in that short amount of time, what she's done is that she's put term limits for politicians. She is holding our elected leaders accountable. Her opponent, on the other hand, bring me up. Her opponent blocked me from Face. He blocked me from his political campaign page. He's not a very bright man, because you're not supposed to do that. You can block people on your personal page, but you can't block the community. Once you're a commissioner, and once you're running for a commissioner. But again, that's the type of people that we're dealing with. These women, these females, are highly educated. Both have doctoral degrees in their respective professions and studies. So I can't show you Mr. Pedrito Cárdenas's qualifications or lack thereof. What I am going to show you is I'm going to post it here on the chat. You could tune in. This is Pedrito Cárdenas. Again, I'm blocked from Pedrito Cárdenas's City of Brownsville campaign / commissioner page, his official page. I'm blocked from it. Someone let him know to unblock me, because he can't do that. Again, he's not a smart man. Pero what? Anda esperado, because he knows that we're coming. Sa. Y ya no se encuentra el vato. No aguanta vara. But what do you expect? But if you click on this page, this is Pedrito Cárdenas' State of the City address. And you know what he says that he's done? Nothing. Nothing. He talks great talking points and mumbo jumbo and this and this and that and growth and expansion and this and this, that and that. And downtown, we talked about what happened at downtown, the infamous night where police were called, body cam, where he blocked body cam. If you don't reach out to me, I'll send you the video. So I can't show you Pedrito's qualifications. What I can show you is because I'm blocked. And he was blitzed. He was drunk on that night on downtown Brownsville. So I can't show you any of his qualifications from his page because he blocked me. All right, that's fine. Ooh, I am hurt. So I sent you the state of the city. He doesn't say anything that he's done. The only thing that he's done is supposedly, according to him, is Highway 77. Again, I'm sorry to my production team who was in my ear. Frankie, do not repeat yourself again. Jeez. Sorry, guys. Pedrito talks about Highway 77 in this video, in the state of the city. You don't believe me? Listen to it. What does he say? What he's done? Nothing. Why doesn't he say that his wife and his family have been getting $15,000, over $20,000 from city coffers, from your taxpayer money, which the wife gave him a donation. So essentially, you, the citizens of Brownsville, are funding Pedrito Cárdenas' campaign. You don't believe me, right? That's pretty crazy. So we don't know what Pedrito's done moving forward. What I can show you is on our investigative journalist reporting has been that Pedrito has not been transparent. He's been focusing on quid pro quos. Him and Gustavo de Leon and Roy de los Santos, who claims to be transparent, have been wheeling and dealing, making moves, movidas, como se dice acá, hacemos nuestros jales. The thing about Pedrito, la cosa de Pedrito es de que no sabe hacer sus jales a la sorda. What does that mean, fam? He does not know how to do his movidas. Remember, the less people know, the better, right? That's Mafia 101. But what does he do? He tells people, he talks to people. So this information is not nothing new. So what have we been talking about? What we've been talking about, Pedrito Cárdenas. How him, along with Gustavo de Leon, strong-armed the city manager's office, pressured them, made them feel uneasy to hire who? Carlos Elizondo. Why? Because Carlos has been helping them with the campaign. And Carlos hopes to retire from the city and get his financial package that was denied to him when he was fired as a fire chief. But the firefighters, EMT team, they don't want Carlos Elizondo back. They don't. They don't want him back. What else have we been alleging? That Pedrito Cárdenas appointed who? Alejandro Nájera to serve on the PUB board. Alejandro Nájera does get contracts for his restaurant, Monarca. He sits on the PUB board. Why? So he, along with Martin Sarkis on the left, that was appointed by Gustavo de Leon to PUB. Martin Sarkis cannot speak English. He has a high school diploma from Matamoros, Instituto Tecnológico de Matamoros. Again, nothing wrong with it. Alejandro Nájera does not have a degree. He's focused on energy, which is cool. You know, hey, no pedo. But why are these people put in that spot? To skimp off contracts, to focus on developers. That is why they're put in that place. You don't believe me? Ask them. Ask them. Pedrito Cárdenas, Gustavo de Leon, were you in the city manager's office like last week? Did you ask them? Did you force them to give Carlos Elizondo a job? Because that is nepotism. You're not supposed to do that. Minerva Peña, the BISD trustee, got arrested for that. And we spoke about that previously. So again, these candidates, whoever you elect, is going to be very, very important, ladies and gentlemen, because they will ultimately decide the dynamics, which is the city commission. The magic number, ladies and gentlemen, is the number 4. You need 4 votes in order to pass your agenda, whatever that is. The city of Brownsville right now is at a crux, is at a crossroads. Whoever we elect, we expect them to take Brownsville to the top and keep climbing. But what has Pedrito Cardenas showed us? That he's been all in it for himself. What has he done for District 4? Nothing. That's why I find it hard for the Republican Party and the conservatives to ask you to vote for him. For what? What has he done? Nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing. So let's get to it. The dynamics of the city commission. Let's say, ladies and gentlemen, hypothetically, remember, bring me up. This is hypothetically because, again, things change in a New York minute. One day you're good with another political. One day they're good. Next day, están de greñas. That's the way it happens. Okay, there's no friends in this game. People, pura traición every day. It's not for the weak. It's not for the weak-hearted, ladies and gentlemen. You have to have gallo. You have to have a thick skin to be in this game. Okay, so remember, everything is hypothetical right now because we don't know what's going to happen. We could just think hypothetically. If the ladies win, we anticipate that they will side with Mayor Cowen and Tino Villarreal. The odd person here, I don't want to say odd, but the one kind of is Linda Macias. Linda Macias, if the women win, she will probably go. I put her right now with Gustavo de Leon and Brian. Because she is like a swing vote. She is in the middle, so to speak. She doesn't want to be in the minority. She knows very well what it's like. She's probably heard. So she's a swing vote. She goes back and forth. Now, again, if the female win, what's going to happen to Brian? Because Brian got into the city by being the chief of staff of Roy de los Santos, who was getting paid from the Midi Foundation, who got a job for, what was it, marketing or something, and then he got fired because he couldn't do his job. Chingo. And that's who you elected, Chingo. But if Nurit Golonsky wins, Brian Martinez is not looking good in 2 years. Again, what has he done? What has Brian Martinez done for the La Famosa? Is he taking credit of that Oliveira Park or Gonzalez Park renovation? Again, the dynamics of it, ladies and gentlemen, the dynamics of it. How will your city commission run? And again, these are educated women with doctoral degrees. And you may say, well, Sylvia Atkins had a doctoral degree. Yeah, you're right. But at the end of the day, do you want somebody with a sketchy background that is Pedrito Cardenas, who hasn't done anything for District 4? What has he done? I posted the video, and here, you don't believe me? All he says is mumbo jumbo. Mumbo jumbo. So if the ladies win, Linda Macias will be the swing vote, so she'll probably strengthen their team, which I anticipate she will. She doesn't want to be in the minority, so she's going to side with the women. She's going to side with the majority. And Brian and Gustavo will be on the outs. Brian Martinez will know that his time's coming on that city commission. He knows it. Now, let's say that the men win. Let's say we have Commissioner de los Santos is victorious against Nurit Golonsky. And let's say Pedrito Cardenas is victorious against Daisy Zamora. This is what the majority would look like. And again, we left Linda Macias out there because Linda Macias wants to be part of the majority. So she is going to side with the majority. And the mayor and Tino Villarreal will be on the outs. They will have no control for these next 4 years. Anything they want to implement, anything they want to pass, it's not going to go through. But again, what have we seen, ladies and gentlemen? what have we been seeing? If the men win, it's going to lead to bigger and bigger things. I anticipate. Bring me up. I anticipate that if Pedrito Cárdenas wins, he'll be called in by the three-letter agency. And Pedrito Cárdenas will have a very, very difficult decision. Either work with the three-letter agency and bring in big fish, his own circle, or do the right thing and not say anything. Possibly plea, possibly go to court, go to trial. But either way, it's not a good look for Pedrito Cárdenas if he wins. Don't believe me? Look at this. And this summer, we promised you we're going to continue because this web of corruption grows and it leads to other alleys, other government entities, which we're going to be talking about, ladies and gentlemen. So remember, Good Morning Brownsville is going to have you, mira, aquí bien, bien a gusto, papá. So again, if the boys win, if the men win, they will continue to make backroom deals. They will possibly continue with quid pro quo. Trey Mendez, if the men win, Trey Mendez will become your city attorney, el muerto de hambre. He has applied for multiple, and that's plural, multiple city attorney positions throughout different government entities. He has not been successful. We called him out, and he said, I equivocally denounce that statement. And then we started asking him questions, and then he got spooked because he said, damn, this guy knows. And what did Trey Mendez do? He started deleting comments. You don't believe me? Ask me for the receipts. I have them. You know that's how I work. So if the men win, they're going to continue with this web of corruption. You're not going to benefit Brownsville. You're not going to have a better quality of life, Brownsville. But they will. And they're going to be the first ones in line to get all these grants and all your taxpayer money. And their family are going to give it back right back into their campaigns. No, hombre, raza. No, hombre. Let's say that Susan for the Corrupt and Deborah Jobless Bell with the Republican Party endorsing both Nurit Galansky and Pedrito Cárdenas. Let's say they both win. Well, this is what we anticipate the majority being. Again, the one on the fence, the swing vote is Linda Macias. So she has a lot of power moving forward if this is the landscape. If Galansky wins and Pedrito wins, Linda Macias has a lot of power. A lot of power because her vote will ultimately swing the majority from one to the other. We know Gustavo and Pedrito are tied at the hip. We talked about how Gustavo lent Pedrito $20,000, which he started freaking out when Pedrito wasn't paying him back. And he said, hey, bro, my wife found out. I need the money back. Sí, güey, sí, en corto. They're tied at the hip. Pedrito, Gustavo, made a motion for Martin Sarkis to get appointed to PUB. And guess who seconded? Pedrito Cárdenas. We posted the video. We were called a liar by Roy de los Santos. And after that, he texted me and said, I was wrong. I apologize. No, que no, chinga. So Linda Macias will ultimately be the swing vote. Is she going to go with the corrupt, which is Pedrito and Gustavo? Miss Linda, bring me up. That's a good question. Miss Linda Macias. If Good Morning Brownsville's prediction, or hypothetically speaking, that this is how the landscape of the city commission is, who will you side with, ma'am? Bring me up. Will you side with the corrupt? that is Pedrito Cárdenas and Gustavo de Leon. And we have showed you, demonstrated you, and I'm sure you've watched. Close to 15,000 people watched that old Brownsville. What a tangled web we weave. How would you side with? Would you side with the corrupt, which is Pedrito and Gustavo? Or would you side with the good fellas, with the good people? Very interesting. Only time will tell. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the middle of early voting. It is important for us to do our part. It is important for us to make sure that the individuals that we are electing are the right people for the job. I have done my job, my homework for you, Brownsville. I have given you the good, the bad, and the ugly as to why I feel as if Pedrito Cárdenas is not the right candidate for District 4 to represent the city of Brownsville. He can't pay his taxes. He can't pay his liquor license. He was stealing from servers' tips, their livelihoods. He can't manage a restaurant. What makes you think that he could manage the city of Brownsville's annual budget of $130 million? His family, his wife, and his cousin / uncle are the first ones in line for grants in close to $20,000 that we know of. There's possibly more. Are you okay with this? His wife received $15,000. Guess what she did? She gave $1,000 to his campaign fund. So essentially, you citizens of Brownsville are paying for his campaign. Are you okay with this? I'm not. I don't like that. That's not a good look. Why aren't we giving these loans, these grants, these to people who really need it? If her wife can't, if she's not successful, get out. That's the nature of the beast. That is business. If you can't manage, let the next person try it. That's capitalism. This isn't a social program. This isn't something where, oh, well, you gave it your best. Come back for more. Yeah, we'll give you more. No, this is capitalism. If you can't make it on your own 2 feet, time to think of another profession. Because that's my job. My job, nobody gives me. I'm a hunter. I'm a gatherer. I have to go get it. If I don't make it, I don't pay bills. And yes, we have debt. Yes, we owe money, but we pay for it little by little. We're not asking handouts like Trey Mendez and Pedrito Cárdenas' family. So early voting, ladies and gentlemen, is set for Saturday. If you haven't voted, make sure you make plans to vote. Again, very important issues. The runoff election is this Saturday, June the 7th. Brownsville voters will return to the polls this Saturday to decide 2 city commission races, the at-large B and District 4. Nuris Golonsky faces Roy de los Santos for the at-large B, while Pedrito Cárdenas and Daisy Zamora compete in District 4. The polls, ladies and gentlemen, will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I've showed you where you needed to go vote. If you still don't know, call the number I provided for the Cameron County Elections Department. If not, we'll call them together. We'll three-way, hombre. It's all good. I've done my homework, Brownsville. I'm risking my life for you. You better appreciate me. Like always, make sure you tune in Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. Good Morning Brownsville. We'll be here religiously, rain or shine, on YouTube TV. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Frank Olivo TV. My name is Frank Olivo, and this is Good Morning Brownsville. We're only streaming on YouTube. Follow the page. Look what I posted on my pin. Come on now. Hey, raza. Peace, homies. No elevator music to close. Just let the mic drop. Peace.